Good morning, friends. Finally, we came online to discuss about the knowledge. So, yeah, it's pretty bad experience when there is a no light, and you have to keep on waiting for it, and a lot of works keeps on adding. But um, something I do learn, whereas sometimes it's better to take a pause and start enjoying that moment also, because anyhow instead of getting panic or getting annoyed, there is no reason for it, because you're not going to, if there's a problem which is not going to be solved, it's better to wait and understand it. What is the scope of that? So it take me a while, but then I later on started understanding. I started making that point in my head, or started thinking that why to get annoyed, it's better to wait. So it's a light, eventually it's gonna come. So initially I thought that how to do, and I need to upload, and then I thought it's better to wait because my battery was almost tight, and the light was not there throughout the day. I was waiting for the light. So that too, late night the light has came. So yeah, the importance of light is way much in. So you shouldn't take the, you should appreciate you have that's facilities like light, water, transportation. Appreciate about this factor. When you don't have it, then you will start remembering the importance of this all things or all services around you. So do appreciate about it. Let's let's go back to the Facebook marketing, and day before yesterday we talked about the split test. And yesterday I wanted to explain, but due to some problems I was unable to upload the videos. So not a worry, let's discuss today. So so we I will be discussing, like, first of all, how to understand Facebook ad split testing in your campaign. How to understand it, in which the topic is like the do's and don'ts of using split test with Facebook ads. Sorry. So let's say when you set up an ad campaign across the family Facebook, the services, the family of apps, the success of your campaign depends on several variables. So a split test lets you compare the success of this variable, so you can adjust your campaign accordingly. It's like an A/B test of your campaign. So if you get this, moving ahead, let's say A/B test. An A/B test is a randomized experience where you choose a variable and select two variation of that variable to test. So let's take an example. So you have like two call to action button. One is like buy now, second is sign up, and rest of the ad is same. So you just need to understand which ads performs gets good response when I just change this call to action, but keeping the rest of the things similar, or else you change two or three factors variables, then you won't be able to understand because of which I am getting good traction. Or let's say, or you can do with the creatives. You can if or let's say image, you can have two images and the rest of the variables should be same. and then you can test. So this is called A/B testing. You take one variable, you start doing comparisons, and you see which is performing good. So basically, what is a split test? It's just like an A/B testing, this common language which is used throughout the experimentation. So split testing, it allows you to create multiple ad set and test them. So it is like creating a multiple ad set and testing them with against each other to see which strategy produces the best result. So this is the meaning of A/B testing. So for example, you can test the same ad on two different audiences. Keep that same ad and try experimenting with two different audiences to see which performs the better. Or let's say you can test two different creatives, or images or videos to determine which is more effective. So so that is how you need to optimize your campaign by help of the split test. So how this works? So your audience, let's say a split test divides your audience into random non-overlapping groups, and the randomization makes sure the other factor won't skew the result. And each group, let's say each group will receive ad sets that are identical in every way aside from the variables you have chosen to test. So that variable may be like, can be anything like creatives or audience or delivery optimization and placements. So each ad set, so it was about a group, this was about each ad set. Facebook measures each ad set's performance against your campaign objective. The ad set that performs the best, that wins. And after the test ends, you will receive a notification about the winning strategy. So that is also a good thing about the A/B test. You pick one variable, you start testing it, and once you get the output of it, then you will get a mail that this campaign performs good. These insights that then fuel your ad strategy and help you design the next campaign. So when you have campaigns, you must do the A/B test, because it's better to get responses and see which is performing best, and that should be used for the rest of the ads as references. So hope you got the understanding of the split test. So if you can run a split test if you have a goals. So let's say engaging your audience, you want to know which specific image, video, call to action button is most likely to engage your audience. That is one scenario. And let's say about the placement or platform, let's say this is the one factor. So you want to know which placements, like stories or feed and platforms, Instagram, Facebook. So this is a placement, stories, feed, right column, and this is a platform. So out of which where it is most effective, your ad is most effective, that you want to understand. And then you need to understand, like you need to know what combination of variable, let's say creative, audience, delivery optimization or placements. So this all combination, which combination you are setting some creatives, and then you're setting some audience, you're setting some delivery optimization or placements. You're playing with the single variable, and to understand which what combination performs the best so that you can meet your business goal in quick creations mode. You can use a split test for more than one variable at a time. For example, you are running an ad for green shoe. So creative is like green shoe for working women. See audience. You have a green shoe audience against an ad for a brown shoe for working dads. So it doesn't mean that yeah, both ad is same. That mean the meaning or the campaign should be almost same. It can be this way. You have like one two shoes. One is like a green shoe, one is a brown shoe. You need to understand which would be performing good. But one is for women, second is for men. That is fine. The split test depends on the results. Like you have same, like it's the shoes is a common, you have a same thing, but their features are different, so you can compare. This shoes will be selling or that shoe will be selling. You can compare with the same audience, but in shoes you kept the same audience and then you change the variable. That is also one test you can do, or you can change the audience, then you combine it, then also you can get a good audience. So you will be knowing that I do coacher. So this is like a uh, that dresses. So so basically, I will tell you this is a brand. So Brent and his wife were one of the first bridal business to take photos of the brides in their dress. So meet I do bridal coacher, and instantly they share on the social media. Their boutique has grown to become one of the top 50 bridal boutiques in the US. To see what images people like better, they love running split test with their campaign. So for they do that split test, that's the reason they understand which performs better, and they won't having that much confusion. So recently, the business started the sharing videos, which results in significant increase in engagement. Thousands of people looked at their video, opposed to 100 looking at their photos. They connected this increase to the large increasing booking number. So more users started getting traction to videos than the images in their segment. It doesn't mean that every time happens this in your segment. What engages most, that is the thing you need to figure out, and that is done by this kind of testing. You have a lot to test. Keep testing with same kind of field or different. So anyhow, you will get the best possible ads, and then you can run the campaign uh, for a dedicated budgets without holding back. So a split test lets you see which variable work for your business and which don't, to help you run a successful campaign and reach your goal. So hope you got an idea about split test. You go and tried uh, this option. Try doing A/B test of your ads and learn how it performs. It's always needed to understand that what is the best ad should to find out is this is the only method you can find out the best ads after getting all your ideas implemented. So yes, that's it regarding the Facebook. So yes, movie, I guess this movie has, you have already seen. The movie name is Swades. So it's like mm, so it's like the guy Mohan Bhargava, a successful NRI, non-resident Indian, working at the technological forefront in the NASA in USA. So driven by nostalgia, he returns to his roots to find the nanny who raised him in his homeland. So intending He wanted to bring her nanny back to America, so his journey leads him to the rural heart of the India, to the village of Charanpur, and sets him on both an outward or inner quest to find where he truly belongs. So this is the movie about, and do watch this movie. It's a very wonderful movie, and if you haven't watched, then why you are waiting for it? And this time you go through it and tell me what you learned from this movie. Comment me. So I would love to hear your way and what you learn from this movie. That's it for today. Keep learning and keep experimenting. Whatever the things you learn, don't hesitate to experiment. Don't hesitate to do mistakes because it's fine. You fail, you do mistake, you exhaust. Learning is important. Then only you will try to understand what is correct and what is not. That's for today. Have a nice day. Take care. Namaste.